So, how are you doing? I mean, it's been a little bit since we last saw you. What's new with the music? What's new with Gary Barve? Just give us an update.
Hey, Brody Fischer from the Recording Booth podcast. Great honor for me to interview with you, my friend. I know you and I interviewed, what was it, like about a month and a half, 2 months back, approximately?
Yeah, a couple
Something
weeks
like
ago.
that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think at that time, obviously, my cover song "Lonely" had been, just published. I think a few days back. I think you actually played that audio of that song on your show as well, on the interview episode that I did. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to obviously give you the honor and opportunity to obviously ask me any question that you want. Open book as always, my friend. I know in the last interview, it was a little bit of a monologue. I pretty much took up most of the time. You gave me the floor as well, which was very kind of you, my friend. Let me quickly introduce myself to your great viewers and listeners. My name is Gary Barve. I am obviously officially running for President of the United States of America in the 2028 election. I'm a Republican supporter of the greatest and the most powerful country in the world, the United States of America. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And obviously this is a Hollywood music, entertainment, showbiz type interview. And so we're going to keep our political talk to a bare minimum. And I'm obviously a music artist. And as I was saying in the prior part of the interview, my cover song "Lonely" was released I think it was a few weeks back. And, Brody, I have started working with my very good friend, DJ Rampage. Have you heard of DJ Rampage?
I have not.
So he's a very famous musician and music artist, very talented music artist, very good friend of mine as well. And, he has worked with like Alicia Keys, Mariah Carey, Busta Rhymes, Flavor Flav. Tremendous guy, and he was actually on a world tour recently as well, international tour for his music shows. And he and I connected a few weeks back, and he sent in my cover song "Lonely," which is obviously from the incredible music sensation Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
He sent that cover song "Lonely" to about 5,000 radio stations across the United States of America and other parts of the world as well, mainly in the United States of America, for the radio stations' consideration for airplay on their radio stations. And, a lot of radio stations picked up that song. And my friend, this song that you played before it was sent into about 5,000 radio stations, I think you and I interviewed. And you played that song "Lonely" on your show. And this song "Lonely" has been played about 4,000 to 5,000 times on so many radio stations, mainly in the United States of America and across the world as well, in Germany, England, and Canada as well. Mainly in the US though. And, it's called spins, right? I'm sure you know the music terminology even better than I know. I'm a little bit new to the music industry from the perspective of being an artist. I've been listening to music and songs for like 30 years. But, so spins is basically, for our great viewers and listeners, spins is a spin for a song on radio is basically the radio station playing that song once, right? So when someone says, a music artist has received for a particular song about 4,000 to 5,000 spins in the previous 4 weeks, that means the song has played about 4,000 to 5,000 times on different radio stations in the last 4 weeks, right? So this is something new for me as well, right? This terminology. But, this song has been heard, my friend Brody, by about 12 million people. I just got the report from my friend DJ Rampage. His name is obviously Roger McNair, but he goes by DJ Rampage. And he sent me the most recent report. These are official DRT numbers, all right? You obviously know what DRT numbers are, right? So that's the industry standard. It's the digital radio tracker industry standard numbers. They have the timestamp for when each song is played on each radio station. Very detailed report. And it's a very accurate number. About 12 million people. I'm not saying all 12 million music lovers that heard my song "Lonely" in the last 4 weeks are unique listeners, but I would say about 10 million of them are unique, 8 million of them are unique listeners, right? Which is fantastic. And that song "Lonely" is, I'm coming across a little bit pompous, but I'm excited about this because I put in a lot of work into my music as well, right?
Yep.
And just to cap it off, what I'm saying about this song "Lonely," it's currently number 39 on the world-renowned industry standard DRT Indie Music Global Charts, and it started at 99, number 99, quickly went up to I think it was somewhere like 27, and then now it's at number 39. So it hovers up and down a little bit. But it's, these are world rankings, and that's a fantastic result for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, I want to thank Justin Bieber for singing this song as well. He sang a beautiful, beautiful song. And I know we're not going to cover politics too much. I just want to say, look, I do not agree with every political position that every music artist whose cover song I've sung, has. But they're great artists. They're great creatives, and I have tremendous respect and admiration for their tremendous artistic talent, musical talent, melody talent, and for their creativity. And I really thank Justin Bieber for singing this song. Finally, I want to say this. I texted you earlier today as well, my music video for my most recent song. And I want to say this with a lot of joy as a great American patriot. I want to say this. Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love. I covered it for the second time. The first cover was done by me about a few months back. This cover song that I sang at the Nashbox recording studio in the great state of Nashville, in the great state of Tennessee, in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm now a resident of Nashville, Tennessee, the home of country music. Always and forever, the home of country music, Nashville, Tennessee. And I covered this song. In about 40 minutes, I sang the song and put it out on Spotify. And my friend Tico Lasola, who I have to say this, is a beautiful, beautiful piano player. His piano play is incredible. And he's from Finland. He's a good friend of mine. And he has played the piano on this song. It's just the vocals and the piano. And this song is about to hit the radio airwaves in the United States of America and across the world in probably, I would say, a day, 2 days. It's probably already being played on some radio stations as well. I haven't checked the reports as of today. But I love Elvis Presley. He is the one and only king of music and the always and forever American music legend, Elvis Presley. Thank you, Elvis Presley, for singing. In my opinion, I will say, I actually want to say it's the best song I've ever heard from Elvis Presley, Can't Help Falling in Love. I will say it's one of the best. All right, Brody, floor's back to you, my friend.
Well, the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was your new song. So what about the music video? What went into that? I started watching it before we got on call, and there was a lot of emotion in your actions and you're really expressive. So was there an idea behind that, or did you just set up a camera and just, sing the song like how you felt?
Yeah, it's basically a great question. Thank you. So basically what I did was, I have a camera. It's not an expensive camera. The budget for this entire music video that obviously you're going to play on this episode as well, the Can't Help Falling in Love Elvis Presley cover song music video that I recorded. I think I recorded it yesterday, actually. Edited it in like an hour and put it out and on social media. And I certainly believe that I express my emotions quite well on video. And I think that's an artistic talent that I have recently realized that I have. And it wasn't always there. I guess I would say, at least if it was, I did not know about it. I worked on it. And, I did a lot of acting, right? From the perspective, I'm also, going to do a Hollywood movie in 2026. And so I worked a lot on my acting skills, and I don't have any formal training in music. I don't have any formal training in acting either. But I have a few connections in Hollywood now. I think I'm more ingrained or more immersed in the music industry as of now than I am in Hollywood. I think that movie will happen as well, and I think that's going to be a fantastic movie. It's going to be named God, and I know who's going to play in it. At least who my preferred 3 people. One of the main characters is going to be me from the perspective of the movie, and there are going to be 2 more. And but I think so the point being, I worked on the emotional sort of expression that comes mainly through my facial expressions, but also through my hand gestures and things like that. And to a certain extent, I think it's natural as well. I love it. I love the creativity. I love the art form. I love acting. And my friend Brody, I do not focus on, from the perspective of movies, let's say, box office success, so to speak, from a monetary perspective, right? That's never been the goal for me, though I think it could be a byproduct at some point if the movie becomes successful and if the songs become successful and things like that. The focus has always been, from the perspective of music and movies, on the art form. The focus has always been on the creativity. The focus has always been on the process. The focus has always been on improvement in the creative art form that I am working on, right? If it's songs, then it's music. If it's acting, then it's, facial expressions and things like that. And I think a lot of times, and I say that in an encouraging way, you're a young guy as well. And, I said this during the previous podcast episode that you and I did as well, my friend, that, I think you started your podcast. I think you have 3 podcasts now, by the way, right? And you started them when you were in high school or something like that.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of initiative, because you could have just whiled away your time and not started the podcast. It would have been easier for you, Brody, to not start the podcast and do something else with your time that might not have been as productive, than to actually go ahead and take the effort to start the podcast, to be in, I think, your 2nd or 3rd season of the podcast at such a young age. And I think the goal here is to focus on the process. And if you focus on the process, what will happen is, and if you love what you do, you're automatically going to improve on it, right? Because I'll give you an example, right, Brody? I was looking at some of your previous podcasts. Your first podcast episode, and I don't think I've seen your first podcast episode, but I'm just sort of giving you an analogy example. The way you interview now, or the way you interact with, the person you're interviewing now, is different now than it was during your first episode, right? Because you love what you do and you're improving with time. And so the goal has to always be on the focus of the art form, the focus of what you're trying to achieve. Everything else, whether you become a celebrity, whether you become very famous, whether you become very rich, whether you become very popular, whatever it is, that should always be only the byproduct of what you're trying to achieve, which is your art form. And I think a lot of people, like coming back to what I was saying, just to say it in an encouraging way, what I've realized is, especially in the music industry, film industry, also in the political realm as well, a lot of people say, or in their mind at least, I feel, think that, okay, I want to be famous. In the sense, that person wants to be famous. That person wants to be a celebrity. That person thinks that, he or she should be famous. If you start with that, almost always you're never going to reach that goal, and that should not be the goal in the first place. The goal should be, like I said, the art form, the process, adding value to the other people who are in that industry, who are around you, adding value to them, and then being smart about it as well. There are a lot of other factors that come into the picture. And so, circling back to your initial question, my friend, I always thought I'll focus on getting good emotional camera screenplay, right? If I can do that, then I think the video comes out to be really, really well. I mean, you can decide whether you like the music video or not. I think a lot of people like the music video. I'm talking about the one you're going to play on this show, the my music video for Can't Help Falling in Love from Elvis Presley. I love Elvis, and so I think I appreciate you saying that. I think the emotional quotient is there from the perspective of the screenplay, and the camera has captured it. It's a great honor for me that you say that, because I really try and aspire to make that happen whenever I record a music video, or whenever I record a film video, or something to that effect, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you're saying about the art form and the byproduct being, monetary gain, fame, things like that. With the podcast, from day one, from any podcast I've ever had, even the one with my co-host, making a lot of money has never been the goal. We did it because it was fun, and we enjoyed the process. That's why I have, a handful of shows. And like you said, it's a byproduct to make money off of it and to get some sort of traction with it. At this point, with how long the main show has been going on, it's in its 3rd season.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The main experience is still what drives us. Like, we don't really, we have goals, but none of them include money or fame or anything like that. So it just all relates to the process and whatnot.
Well, I think that's fantastic that you shared your viewpoint on that, and I respect, I think, just about everything you said right now. But I think, I don't know if you're a for-profit organization or a not-for-profit organization. I'm not saying if you are a for-profit organization, as your podcast, umbrella company with the 3 podcasts, I don't know how you're structured, but if you are a for-profit company, I'm not saying it's a bad idea to think about how you will go about monetizing the 3 podcasts. It's not a bad idea. Probably even in non-profit organization, you want to look at revenue streams to a certain extent.
Yep.
But so I think that's a good idea. But the point is, look, how many podcasts are there on, let's say in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. Let's say there are 100,000 podcasts or 1 million podcasts, whatever that number is. Let's say there are 100,000 podcasts in the United States of America. I think there are more than that, but whatever, right? Let's take a number. There are only a few that are going to be number 1 or number 2 or number 3. You want to be number 1, but whatever, right? Let's say you want to be in the top 1%. What that means is you are going to have to compete in this hypothetical example. I'm not taking precise numbers. You're going to have to compete with probably about 100,000, really, really awesome podcasts. And to be at the top, you are going to have to compete with some really, really competent podcast hosts, some really, really successful people. And for that, the goal has to be to focus on what you're trying to achieve, the creativity, add value. In your case, for example, and I hope you like what I'm saying, but in your case, for example, not that I've ever done a podcast, and I don't think I want to ever do a podcast, though I really, really appreciate that art form as well. I know a lot of hosts across the country of some tremendous shows and tremendous podcasts. But the goal in your case should be, how do you get viewers, right? How do you get viewers to really like what you're saying? And I don't think I can dive too much deep into that particular thing and add value to you at this time, because I do not have as much industry expertise as a host of a podcast show. But essentially, the goal has to be, how do you get viewers to say, I want to hear Brody Fischer's awesome The Recording Booth podcast? And, if it's playing at whatever, like 5 o'clock in the evening, the people who like your show should say, well, I'm going to set an alarm or, on my clock for that particular time window. And I want to watch this guy's podcast because he's off the charts. And once you achieve that, I think the next thing, I'm speaking very holistically, obviously, is to make sure that you are consistent with it. It shouldn't be a flash in the pan thing if you want consistent success. You want to continue working harder and harder. You should be able to sacrifice just about anything within the bounds of law and order to achieve what you want to achieve. And that will start differentiating you from your competitors. And I'm not saying you should look at your other peers as competitors. Unless it's my political campaign, I hate my opponents, right? Political opponents, until they drop out of the election. Sometimes even after that, I will hate my political opponents, right? I want to politically decimate my political opponents because I, Gary Barve, will save America. I'm talking obviously about my 2028 presidential campaign. But when it comes to music, when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to, let's say, I'm a published author of my book, One Nation Under God as well, I'm not really looking at the other music artists, the other actors, the other authors, and I'm looking to be a stand-up comedian. I'm not looking at the other stand-up comedians as competitors. I am looking at them as my peers, as my friends, and it's a friendly competition. It's not even a competition, really. I would love it if, for example, Justin Bieber's next song becomes a #1 hit and my song becomes number 2 because of that. I would love if that happens. Same with Ed Sheeran, same with Coldplay, Chris Martin, any of the songs that I've covered. I think I get along really well with the music industry. But essentially, if you want to still be among the top, right? Or if you want to be successful at what you want to achieve, you're essentially going to have to compete with your opponents. And you don't, in my opinion, want to look at them as competitors unless it's the political realm, in which case it's a blood sport. It's very different. But in the music industry, in the Hollywood industry, in the book publishing industry, you want to, as a creative, I'm saying as an artist in these industries or an author in these industries, the way I look at it is, all my peers are my friends. Just about everyone is my friend. And I actually want to help them. And if I succeed and they succeed, that's fantastic. I would love that. And so that's sort of my viewpoint on things. You want to compete, but you also want to be friends. You want to add value to your competitors, so to speak, competitors in these industries as well. Unless it's the political realm, I politically destroy my opponents, and I will continue to do that. And it'll be a great honor for me to do that because I, Gary Barve, will save America.
All right. So
does that make sense? I don't know, Brody, does that add any value to the way you might approach your podcast show going forward? I want to see you very successful. I like it. I love it when young American people, I know you're from the great state of Wisconsin, when young American people step up to the plate and do something that is against the grain, so to speak, right? Which is what you have done and I think your colleague's name is Peyton, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You have both done that at an early age, and if you keep moving forward, you're only going to go upwards trajectory from a very, very positive perspective, my friend.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
To respond,
hey, quick question for you. The screen has gone blank a little bit. Are you still able to see me on video?
Yeah, I've seen you the whole time.
All right.
But to respond to what you're saying, when I said that the main focus is on the process and the creativity, and we don't disregard everything else. It is now an LLC business.
Okay.
So there are podcast problems and business problems. So business problems is like viewership, monetization, things like that, which we do take care of. We do look at that. But we mostly enjoy the podcast problems of like, how do we come up with like the next best thing? What will entertain people? What do we have fun doing? Stuff like that. So what you said is definitely accurate for sure. And
Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. So
thank you, my friend. Appreciate you very much. And great honor again for me to interview with you, my friend. And if you have any questions, I'm going to hang out with you for as long as you want me to, my friend.
Well, unfortunately, we are about to that time when it is to wrap it up. So do you have any closing statements or comments, anything like that?
Well, I will just say I hope your great viewers and listeners enjoy the music video that Brody's going to play right now. Just to answer the initial part of the question that you asked me about the music video in itself, I think I addressed the emotional sort of facial expressions part of it as far as that video goes. But I think in this particular music video that Brody's going to play for you right now, I recorded this music video yesterday, which I think is today's March 30th, 2026. Is that right?
It would be the 29th.
Today's the 29th?
Today's the 30th.
Today's the 30th. So I recorded the music video yesterday, March 29th, 2026 in the afternoon. It took me about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to record the music video, including like getting the camera from the cupboard and arranging everything. I did the entire choreography, I did the entire screenplay, I did the entire lighting. Everything that you see in the music video is done by me. The piano is obviously by my immensely talented friend Tico Lasola. DJ Rampage is my official music and entertainment manager. And I think the songs, I think you're going to like the music video, hopefully. And I just want to say this to Elvis Presley. I'm dedicating this song to the one and only king of music and the American music legend, Elvis Presley. And I hope that you really, really love watching this music video. The vocals, obviously, are from me, music artist Gary Barve for USA President. Thank you.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to cut you loose. I'll show them the video. I can't wait to rewatch it. And I'll see you when I see you.
All right. Awesome, Brody. Thank you so much, my friend. And you're going to put this up in like 24 hours, right? Within 24 hours. And again, I just want to say this great honor for me to interview with you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening ahead, my friend. Thank you.
You too. Thanks. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. As promised, I do have Gary Barve's new music video queued up and ready to go. So I'm just going to transition into that right away. I hope you enjoy it.
Wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more Gary Barve, let me know. Otherwise, again, I'll see you guys next week.